Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for Friday, December 9. And starting with the ASX here. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, that this move up here, we could view it as wave 1 or we could look at it as wave C up here. If it is wave C of B, that means it is possible for it to move back down into this particular area down here. Now, is that the case, and what the probability of that is? Well, I think it's kind of possible, because the ASX is really dominated by the banks. When the banks and the resources move together, then this market scoots along quite quickly, and basically the resources and the banks have been generally moving in the same direction. But as we viewed on, let me just bring up this charting program here, and I just want to go to the banking sector, the XXJ, and we were looking at this being the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. Now, look, I could be totally wrong, and this could be up for 1 and back for 2, and then up for 1 and back. It won't be wave 3 up here because it's overlapping here, pulling back. So just moving a few things out of the way here. So it's possible for this, let's just say that that's 5 waves up here, right? So if that is the case, and we're still going to be, like, you're viewing this market as being positive, well, it would quite naturally move back to this area here. And we could look at it doing that in 3 waves. Now, I'm pretty confident about these, at least these 3 waves here. So then it could move up from that point. So I don't want to, alarm people, but I could also say too that it is possible for it to go down here. And my rationale for that is that, as I mentioned, the banking sector is sort of dominates the ASX, and our banks and the US banks, all the banks are all connected, and they're all about the money, aren't they? It's all, the whole globe is about the interest rate, basically. That's that's the part of it, and the repo market is really the engine of the financial system, which never really recovered in 2008 from that point. But apart from all of that waffle, I'm going to bring over Bank of America here, just to bring this in here. So the other banks that I track, JP and Goldman's, they haven't come down this far, but they are coming down. They're rolling over like CBA is. So this market, I could look at this as wave 1 up here, or wave C or B up here. If it is wave C or B, well, then we're going to be coming down here somewhere. But all I'm saying here, this bank has started to roll over here, and I can see that it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now, our market, the ASX that we follow, that's also needs to do a little wave 4 and a wave 5, and so would our bank. So this really scooted along here, right? Currently, we're just tracking the first little 5 waves down for the banks, for our banks, and for the XJO as well, the ASX200. But this could be sort of shining a light down the path a little bit here. Okay, so I think that's reasonably important at this point. It's just to make you aware of what could be. So I put the splash page on the video as being corrective because I've got at this stage is we don't even have 5 waves in this little move here just yet, but we should get 5 waves in that, and then we should have a correction, and then another 5, and the ASX200 will be like that as well. So I could really only turn bearish if that 5 waves here came down any further, then we'd be bearish. But I just want to raise the alarm bell now for it. And So we may even get another little push up here. the XMJ, the resource sector. We could also look at this here in the same light as well. We could look at this as wave 1 to the upside. Excuse me. But this here, this counts as 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave here. If I have a look at that here on this market here, this is just the beta shares one. Sometimes they can give out different sort of counts, but I'll just, if you look around, you kind of notice little things, So here we've got 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave. So we could be, there might be one more little push up here for that. So this means that BHP and all of RIO and FMG, they could all be topping out now as well. Now there could be another move up here, little move, but we're close, So take that on board. This is the finance sector here in its own beta shares here. But you can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Well, it's coming down, isn't it? Look, it may just be a correction, but there's also, I've been talking about it for a while as a possible top in play for these. Just want to have a look at the yields here, the things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. An A wave, B wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little bit dodgy overlapping here and this and that. We'll keep an eye on it. Just see if we could probably be done and dusted there for that. But anyway, that's not what we're really looking at. But I decided to keep a bit of an eye on it. So, yeah, coming back to this. So, I don't know if we've got a top here, but I think that if you've, if you're a bit of a trend trader, then I think you need to heed the warning here a little bit, So, like I said, we can have a 3-wave move, but anything below that 3 waves, and then we're bearish at that point. Now, it could be that this move up here is just wave 1 up here as well, and that would make this down here, roughly the 50-60% as wave 2 at that point. So that's possible. So I don't, might not be as bad as I'm making it out to be. So we could, we could just have a little ABC here and then push up. That's possible. We could also go down to wave 2 here. But don't remember that, the other markets that we've been looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to the upside here. So that's why I've got that C wave here out of the blue there. So we could have that, but very shortly we'll know if that gets breached, then we can look at that, and then we'll look at that. So just drilling in here on the on the 1 hour chart here, just to get our bearings on that a little bit. Yesterday we were counting, considering a top being in place, and I can see here that if you can fill in the dots, but 1 and 2 here, this will be wave 1, 2, 3 in here, and 4 in here somewhere, one of those ones there, and wave 5 here for that. So I'm thinking that we don't have, a little bit like the S&P, we're looking for wave 4 that can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree in here, can do that. So we don't have 5 waves yet, so maybe I'm just sort of overreacting a little bit, but I'm a bit of a scaredy cat, so I need to panic whenever possible. Yeah, into that sort of space there, and then a bit of a drop at that point. So I think that something like that, and then here, then we've got that wave 5 coming into play here. So we don't really have to do much at the moment with this, but that's what we were counting yesterday. See, this move here looks like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So it looks. I can feel 5. I feel feels good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. in that little one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm okay with this. I feel quite good about this. Not the best looking 5-wave structure here, I must say, but I can see it, but it doesn't look good. But still, well, it could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, and we just go up from that point. We don't have to worry about it all yet, but let's just say that we get this 5th wave in here, right? Which kind of be about the same length as this one, because the extension's in wave 3, and then we can just look for this here. You know, and if Friday is going to be sort of a bit of a rally here, then that's fine. You know, I mean, because I was where's probably not a good look today, but let's just go back here to, let's just have a little look at the volume, shall we, on the, can they give us the volume here? The ASX is so stingy is the word, so stingy, that mob. But let's just have a look at the indices here for a moment on the SPX. So what I wanted to do here, because the S&P is doing kind of the same thing a bit, and I talked about this in the other video, is that this is a daily bar for the SPX, and we've seen this push up here. That was the top that was created, and then this one here didn't follow through, so we're getting price slightly up but lower volume, divergence. Then definitely divergence here because the closing is above the opening, lower volume, so that's definitely divergence between price and volume. That's what your indicators will show you. But more importantly is this bar here. So this bar is telling you that there's no follow through on all of that, but that's okay sometimes. It, you know, it could be like that and then push up. At this one here going up on low volume, that's you know, that's a robo short trade under that, with the stop above that. They're bringing the stop down. We've got increasing volume here, and then so we need increasing volume for a trend in either direction. And then this one here has also got more volume than this one, not a lot, but you know, increasing, and then we've got these last 2 days here that's got lower volume for that one and lower volume for that one, so divergence again. So these two here are like this one here, where you got lower volume pushing it up. So we're going to see that come down at this point. So that means that this is going to come down into this space. And then we'll keep an eye on this one over here. But this will give us that first 5 waves here. So this is where we have to be careful. So it looks like we're getting 5 waves. So that's telling us that we're going to get a 3-wave rally. And then we're going to get another move down. Now, we could go up from that point. I don't think that we could. Anything's possible. We're going to keep an eye on it, okay? But it's also important that under this level here, all right, anything below that, then it opens up a can of worms at that point. Okay, so that's that. And this is CBA here. I won't go into the bigger picture, but we did look at this yesterday, and I wanted to point out here that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got the first impulse wave here, then the corrective wave as the the A wave, the B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there probably. So we've got wave 1 here, 2 here, nice strong 3rd wave here. So I'll let you do that work here. Nice strong 3rd wave. There is a bit of an overlap on the 4th, but we'll take that on board. I mean, it could be a completely separate thing here as well. So, but it doesn't really matter at whichever way you look at it. If I look at the most conservative manner, as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 5 waves. Right, now it can build on top of that. That could be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, or could be down for 1, back for 2, down for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and so on. But whichever way you look at it, all I'm saying to you now is that with CBA, and it'll be the banks that we just looked at, we're getting 5 waves here. So that means that somewhere over here we're going to get another 5 waves. We're going to end up down at the 100 here for this. So if you're long in these markets, in the banks, then you need to be heed the warning at this particular point, you know. Okay, so now BHP, Rio and FMG that we normally look at, it's quite possible. I was thinking that we've got wave 1 and 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 here and then 5 here. Let me just have a look at the ADR for a moment. The ADR here. Okay, yeah, from here I was looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe one more push up. So basically, with these here, I was thinking that, as I may have mentioned before, that we're looking for like wave 4 and then wave 5 here, be something like that. But we have to now be very careful that, in case I've made a mistake, in it, because it's a bit hard to read these sometimes when they've got, they're all these holes in them. So it's possible that this top here could be this top. So if you're long in these markets, it's probably a good idea when you get to, say, 48 here, if we get to 48, is to, if I was trading long here, I've got BHP, but if I was trading it, I would be building in through group 1 here. And if group 1 became the support, the tested support here, which it has, then I would be adding. They'll add on top of 5, but then I'll be getting out within group 2 here. I'd be taking at least 70% here, the last at the 50, So between two big numbers, 40 and 50, you got the beginning, the middle, and the end. So you need to build in here, you can build in here, but then you need to start taking it out over here. Don't get lost and you think that it's going up forever. No, they can do, but most of the time they'll giveth and taketh. So so we need to be careful around here as well now for all of these markets. For BHP, this is Rio here as well. This wave 4 could be this blue wave 4 here for all I know. It's got holes in it. It's a bit hard to read. Even if that top was in here of wave 3, the wave 4 here, the 38.2% is back here. So it can come back to this point. It could come back to this point and then have one more move up here and then come down at this point. But the thing is if you've been long in this, then you've gotten most of it at this point. Do you know what I mean? It's like, don't let greed get the better of you in this instance. And Fortescue will be the same as well. So if you know the trading levels, you know that you've got the arrival, the reaction, you've got the first high above the level here somewhere. So we're going to be coming back here. Is that 5 waves from here to here? Possibly. We've got, looks like a wave 1, 2, nice strong third wave here. We may be in the 4th and maybe another little push up, but that's good enough really, taking money off at that point there. And the thing is that this could also be the top here as well. I don't know that, it's a decent wave 4 here, isn't it? This one here could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here for this, it could be like 3, 4 and 5 in here. And that could be it at that point. And if this is wave 1 up here, it's either going to be wave 1 up here or it's going to be doing the other thing like this, because we never really came back to, let's just go to our monthly chart here. Never really came back to where I wanted it to. So the thing has always been for me with this is that, I'm quite bullish as 1 and 2 here. Or I've got the A wave here, then the A, B and C wave here, and then I come down for 2, So basically this is an A wave, a B wave and a C wave up into here somewhere. We're close, and then down into wave 2 here. Then we go up at that point. But I've always said from this low going up here, if once we count up here, if, we'll get the top in at some point, and then on the way back here, we'll see some type of, we'll either see this down as, 1 and 2, or we'll see it down as an A and a B and a C, but it doesn't matter. We'll leave that top there, and that's where we can go long from. But otherwise, we'll be back here for this. So, yeah. Not that we have to come back to the 50, 60%, but the thing is that, and we can look at that as 1 and 2 as well, but I don't think that's the case. Yeah, so there's a variety of ways to look at it. But whatever happened, we're going to get in you know, we would do quite well out of it, whatever happened, you know, and we'd be reasonably safe. So I know where the potholes are. So yeah, we're just waiting for this to move, you know, to finish off up here somewhere. I mean, the thing here is that, you know, this is a typical A wave, you know, because it's sharp. And then the ABC here for this, and this is slowing down here now. I mean, obviously it's just the beginning of another month, but and coming into Christmas is not going to be helpful either. But anyway, we want that top and that turn, and we can work our trades from that point there. But this is what we need to be careful of here for that. So I am looking at it. I don't stick my head in the ground. I look at both sides of the market and weigh them up carefully, and then I just look for the trade setup. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, over to the gold market. Pretty sharp here, but I still think we could actually just travel up here for one more move here. We could be dusted and done already at this top here. It doesn't matter, we had a little trade in here. A bit sharp here, but for wave 4, and hasn't really overlapped wave 1 as such. But when I was looking at silver here, I mean, silver's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, but I thought, oh, they could push up there too, and it hasn't really overlapped here, and that looks like it's all the same family here, you know, for that. So it's possible we could push up a little bit from that point, and, you know, that would be in line with what we were looking at for, just moving these out of the way now. Looking at Newcrest mining. So from wave 4 here, we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like we've just made that high here now. So yeah, that could push up here higher. I don't know how high it can go, but around the 22, 30 or something maybe. But that leaves us with the situation of an A wave, a B wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave of 4. So we've either got that, or we could look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here. And then we could look at these 5 waves up here as wave 1 up here. And then coming back for wave 2, coming down a bit deeper in here. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and building to the upside. We could also look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 to the upside and have wave 1 over here. Do you know what I mean? Like have wave 5 here. We have a wave 4 here, this becomes wave 2 over here, this becomes wave 1 here, this becomes wave 3 here. So we just come back for wave 4 and wave 5 up here for that. We got wave 1 at that point. You know, if this becomes corrective and we do get that move up here, another move up here, that means we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we can say that Newcrest mining is now bullish. But we need to move past this ABC scenario here. So, okay, so that's that. And the Australian dollar, yesterday we talked about this moving up as an A and a B and a C. So it seems to be chuffing along okay-ish at this point. It's going to follow the S&P 500. So with the S&P 500, we're looking at, well, the S&P 500. If I just go to a daily, a 1 tick chart, 1,000 tick chart. So basically, while the S&P has been moving up here for this wave 4 here, moving up here, then the Australian dollar has also been moving up here as well. I can see this is here as an A wave, a B wave, then wave 1 and 2 here, and this will be all wave 3. So this is wave 4 here, and then there'll be a little wave 5 at that point. And it hit that supply, and then it's going to pull down from that point. Because we've got 5 waves here, right, this will be quite a good little sell zone, by the way. There's our little thing here. Somewhere in around that 68. You could turn that green. Don't have to overtrade it, but, you know, just a very, very small position on the turn. Something that you can manage. And so 68. So 67, 67.80, 67.88. But you know, once it'd be like hitting a brick wall once it gets to that point. Do you know what I mean? So that will be that. And also too, if I just point out, while that's moving up, the DXY is just moving down. So we've got this ABC here moving down. So this is finished in here. This has got a little bit more to go here, but it's nearly finished. But once that starts, that's going to push up here, the DXY, the Dixie, and then you know, the Aussie's going to, and the others will be pushing down at that point. So it helps confirm that trade at that point. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. I think that pretty much covers it. So alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the weekend. Cheers.